Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy GOld.
Are we on?
Yeah. Oh, we are?
Yeah, okay. So, wait. Hi, everyone. It's Kill Me Now. Sorry. It's Kill Me Now with Judy GOld. Okay, listen. I might have to get right into it today. I cannot, first of all, these fucking hot flashes. If you're following me on Instagram or Facecock or Tweetar, it's unbearable. Twatter. But today's guest, I don't. It's like. I don't know
I've
how
known you for a million years.
Now, our today's guest knew me
before
when
you were
I was
gay.
Shut up! I was always gay.
Before you said you were gay,
yes.
I knew you back when you were passing.
Right. So, there's so many fucking stories to tell. I used to open when I first
Did you
started.
say my name?
Not yet. I do a whole fucking intro. You fucking pain in my ass. I started doing stand-up, and I became friends with this woman, and I would open for her because she was already established. And
I forgot that you opened for me.
Yeah, and we stopped at my parents'. We're gonna go.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and she was funny and filthy, but she loved, and still does. She is such a laugher, and not a cunty, you can't open for me because you're too funny. More like, oh my God, this is the funnest thing, so fun.
Yes.
Supporty, loving, classy, wanted us to get better, just fucking great. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God. I can't live up to this now.
I know. She will never live up to the excitement
to the intro.
have. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Patty Rosborough is here.
Darling,
Patty
thank you.
Rosborough, welcome to Kill Me Now.
I'm very excited to do your podcast.
Okay.
Love it.
Now, I just have to start with the Kill Me Now moment because these hot flashes are fucking horrible. Okay? I can't look at me.
You are covered in sweat, and when
Sweat.
I kissed you, a dollop of it came off and landed on my face.
A dollop for Daisy, yeah!
So loud.
Shut up. So, I just, first of all, I just want to say, I think I'm in Kill Me Now mode 24 hours a day. I literally have to go, do I want to look at my phone? Do I not want to look at my phone? What did he do? What did he do now?
Oh,
what did he do now? What
him.
did he do now? I can't. It's like I can't go where I've noticed I've shit piling up because I'm so obsessed with fucking getting rid of him and getting him out of this fucking I fucking hate him.
I'm so with you. I'm so with you.
Thank you.
I don't here's what I don't understand. How do people support him? They still support him. I don't understand.
Well, look, I understand the dumb people who are like, yeah, that's right, we America first, live fuck the
yeah,
right?
but what the other
But
ones?
I don't. The
smart
educated,
right?
These wealthy. Okay, I understand your money,
wealthy.
but you put your fucking country and your fucking the earth, your kids, your grandkids, you fucking assholes.
I think they feel chip committed. I think they've
What's a
been
chip committed?
It's like in poker when you're in
this
so
is
much.
why
Oh,
we're
then you
getting
can't-
rid of Hennessy.
Where it's
because
Stop.
these are
I
the
love Hennessy. I was talking to her out front.
Him!
I
thank
said
you.
him, didn't I?
No, you said her.
Oh shit! Well, I'm so sorry.
I get
That
it
is
all the
so
time.
bad.
I'm pretty.
But you know what?
I get a sir
When
all
I
the
saw you,
time.
I did think you were a boy. When I first saw you, a man.
Thank you. I thought you were a lady.
He is a boy. He's not a man. He's a boy.
No, he's a man. When he came through the turnstile, I saw him. I go, look at this cool guy with the crazy hair.
All right. I'm more like a monkey, I'd say.
You're not a monkey.
No?
No, you're
Okay, what's not about you? It's Kill Me Now with Judy Gold. Like, that's
true.
the name of the show.
That's true. Stop talking to me, you guys.
I agree with her point, though.
Him!
Did I say?
Yes! We're gonna have to use the bell for. We have 2 uses for the bell now.
It's a human.
This is so horrible that I'm calling him her. Okay, Hennessy, forgive me. Okay, but I agree with Hennessy. I'm just going to say Hennessy. I agree with Hennessy because I feel like these people who were Trump supporters are so in it now. They can't now change their mind because they're going to look bad. So they're just going with it. And they're going,
but not one of them has to go. Okay, can we all talk? He's a fucking asshole, and he's ruining this country.
I think.
Well, they don't hang out with those people.
Okay, can we, for my first Kill Me Now moment,
yes,
can we
please.
get Seth in here to read the email that Henry sent?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Okay, can you get Seth to come in here, Patrick, who does nothing? Literally, Patrick works the board, right?
Yes.
And then, like, I see his eyes drooping. I mean, I'm the loudest person in the world.
And he falls asleep during the show.
And he's like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Listen, so Henry, my older son, who's, in town now, I got him an internship.
Where?
At Dr. Oz. But
you're kidding.
didn't know.
Richie Byrne. He knows Richie Byrne?
Who the fuck is Richie Byrne?
Richie Byrne is the warm-up at Dr. Oz.
Hey, I didn't know that.
He's really a funny guy. Great guy. You should have him on your show.
I decide who's on my show.
All right, sorry.
So anyway, little did we know it starts July 10th. And right now we are in the first week of June, even though this won't air. This is airing tomorrow?
Yes. What is today? Jesus
Today
Christ.
is June 4th, even though we're...
It?
Yeah, it's
I
airing
never know
tomorrow.
what day it is.
It's going to air
June
tomorrow.
5th.
Okay.
Anyway, so, where the fuck is... Patrick, you are useless. Okay, so anyway, I said to him, I call Seth, I go, can you do something, for a month? And he said, tell him to send my resume. And Henry wrote this email with his resume. Hey, I'm Judy Gold's son. And she told me to write something...
a funny anecdote.
A funny anecdote with my resume.
But I'm funnier than she is.
But I'm way funnier than she is. Oh, forget it. Let him come in and fucking read it. Okay.
Actually, you have a pretty good memory, Hennessy.
Okay, Hennessy's 20, okay?
Are you?
No, 32.
Oh, okay.
Wow, nice. You do. You remember numbers.
That's right.
Yeah, Judy has this freak. Do you know about
I'm really
this?
bad with numbers, as a matter of fact.
She's got this freak talent. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say the first date I went on with my fiance, I gave him the wrong address and he was half an hour late. And I was thinking I'm never going out with this guy again. He's an asshole. He doesn't know, he's late and blah, blah, blah. But I'd given him the wrong address. So anyway, I'm even with my own address.
Okay,
I get the
Hennessy, you're
numbers
allowed
screwed
to
up.
talk if it's something about how brilliant I am.
Okay, so she's got this freaky ability to recall numbers, any number,
Really?
strings of numbers,
Yes.
years. I mean, she'll bring up a number I mentioned the day we first met about something, correct me on, actually, it was 67 times that you went to the
Oh,
thing.
Elisa's calling.
All right.
Should we take it?
Oh, yes.
How many times has she called in the last 5 months?
Elisa, hi, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi, you're on the air, so don't yell at me about something I did.
Oh, that's so funny. Hi, Air. Who are you on the air with?
I'm on the air with Hennessy and Patty Rosborough.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Hennessy.
Ibiza!
I wanted to meet you in person, Patty Rosborough.
Well, come on down.
Yeah, ride your bike down. Listen.
From
what?
Tarrytown, from Westchester?
Yeah.
I'll be able to, that'll take about 5 minutes.
Okay, see you in 5. Should I call you back at 5-ish?
Sure.
Do you have any news for me?
No, I thought, I didn't know what our evening plans were. And
This is what's going to happen. We're going to have dinner there early. I put a bottle of white in the fridge. I'm picking up 2 rotisserie chickens. She's making a huge salad.
We got the dildo on the table.
Oh, sounds good. You're bringing 2 rotisseries?
Yeah, I'm going to bring 2 rotisseries.
Where are they going?
All right, should I bring a bottle of red too, or one is enough, since one of us is sober?
We're not... oh, no. 3...
One of our dinner party 4 is sober.
Right, but one bottle of wine for 4 people's not going to... 3 people's not going to do it.
Patrick closes his eyes. What about?
I'll bring a bottle of red.
A bottle of red. Okay, I put a bottle of white in the fridge. All right.
Okay.
How was work today?
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, I love it so much. It's great.
Good. How was your fighting with me right before you went to bed last night?
What was the fight?
She goes home
What's
and
the
then
fight?
gets anxious about work and then starts stressing me out.
And how was it
And
a fight?
I had to write. She text fights, and then she calls. She starts the fight via text.
Does she use emojis?
No, she uses like capital letters.
Oh, you don't
I
do that?
hate all caps.
But
That's
but
the
then-
only way Judy texts.
Like capital letters and exclamation points. I didn't write anything that bad, but you
Elisa, you know you were starting. This is what she does when she tries to get out of it because she knows she's being a C. You know what she does? She writes the nasty message and then writes XO at the end.
Oh, that's very passive aggressive. She knows.
Right?
Well, that could be. I was peppering it a little bit. I added a little pepper.
Yeah.
You're spicy.
Yeah, she spices it up, and then I go, "You're being ridiculous," and then she goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know, then it becomes like,
It gets ugly.
yeah. All right, darling.
We love you.
Darling, that was terrific. Listen, well, I was the one who didn't sleep all night, and then you were. I mean, what? Bye.
Can you fall asleep after a fight?
Yeah, she just does it on purpose, so then she can blame me for her not sleeping because she's going through menopause.
It's terrible. You can't
Yeah.
sleep after menopause.
Right.
Damn.
I think this should be about Patty and.
I know. All right, bye. Love you.
I love you.
I never sleep. I can't sleep either. But ever since menopause, even if you go through menopause, you're never going to sleep again. It's
Well,
never
I
gonna be
heard, you know what sucks, but is good?
What?
Older people don't eat as much as younger people. So,
That's true.
you know, it's like, but I'm still at the younger people stage in the, in the portions. But when the doctor told me, like, after menopause, once you get older, you know, you're not going to have, you know, I was like, oh, that sucks.
You wake up in the middle of the night. I do it with my mother. I do fucking crossword puzzles. Like,
I do too!
Oh my God, it's the only thing that puts me back
I
to
know.
sleep. Or, you know, muscle relaxers.
I take, you know, I do the trazodone.
What is a trazodone?
Trazodone is a sleeping pill.
I need
but it's
one.
also it's an old-fashioned sleeping pill, but it also has antidepressant thingies attached to it. So, but they really use it for sleep. And Joy Behar told me about it.
Trazodone. You're going to have to write this down for me because
And I take 50 milligrams. You can go up to, you know, people take like 300. And it, you know how like you can fall asleep and then you wake up like 3 hours
that's
later?
always what happens to
Yeah,
me.
so this will keep you asleep.
That's what my Flexerol does, but it's a muscle relaxer. I shouldn't really be
No,
taking a
don't
muscle
take a muscle
But
relaxer.
it really puts me out. When I like,
No.
I knew I had to do this today. I knew I had to get sleep yesterday. I had 3.5 hours sleep. I'm like, I have to get sleep. My back is killing me because I have back pain. Take the Flexerol. I sleep 9 hours straight.
I know, but there's an opioid crisis.
Flexerol, I don't think is an opioid. It's not an opioid.
It's the same. It's the same
episode
idea.
Brought to
Okay.
you by cannabis oil.
All right,
Cannabis oil will make you
This
sleep and it's
is why
natural.
you're going to be on VP soon. VP's voice probation. All right.
But maybe I
Okay.
do need to start smoking weed. I do think that might be something that would help me.
Yes.
Because I'm very
Yes.
nervous all the time.
I know. You got it. And you meditate? Do you meditate?
Oh, God, no. I don't.
Oh, that's the fuck. I am meditate.
You meditate?
And I'm good at it.
I don't know if it's working.
I don't know if you can be good at meditation.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You learn how to do it and you get better at it and better at it.
What? Oh, wait, I'm using this piece of paper because
I'm going to write it
sweating
down.
my balls. No, it's
Oh,
just
all right.
I'm sweating.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
Patty Rosborough has such an interesting career trajectory that
Yes, it went from up to down. It's so interesting. Bam! Over.
Okay, but let's start.
Yes, please.
Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When it turns out A, B, C.
One, two, three.
Oh, do, re, mi. The first three letters just happen to be do, re, mi.
My daughter's favorite movie at the age
You know
of
what's
3.
great?
Okay.
Patrick will then call call us and say, we don't have the rights to The Sound of Music. I'm not kidding.
You have to cut it out.
Well, who's going to know?
Yeah. Anyway, so Patty,
Do you have
where's
notes? I love it. Are those
yeah,
notes?
always, yeah. But I
that's great.
already knew everything. But you're probably one of the only people I didn't do like hours of research on.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're very prepared.
Yes, because without research, I had so much shit to talk to you about.
Okay.
So you grew up in Poughkeepsie-ish.
No, I grew up in Yonkers.
Yonkers.
And then moved to Poughkeepsie when I lost my apartment and I was divorced.
Wait.
Utica.
So you grew up in Yonkers.
Grew up in Yonkers, then moved to Utica.
Right, to go to college.
To go to high school and then, yeah.
To high school. That's right, I knew it was Utica.
College in Potsdam.
Right.
Back to Brooklyn.
Right.
To get married to a gay man and have two Okay, sorry.
So you were an art major in college.
Yes, I was.
Like visual arts.
Yes.
Like what, drawing?
Photography was photography was my main thing, but I kind of got out of photography and more into theater because all of the teachers were banging the students. It was like they had, nobody reported anything back then. Just they
Which
had the
school?
pick of the litter. Potsdam College.
Okay. Wow, is that
they just
Ivy League?
Banged. It is the shit. If anyone's thinking of going to Potsdam College, unless you're a musician, because there's this big, anything else, it's the worst school ever. But just the worst fucking school
So you grew
ever.
up in Utica.
Yes, I did.
And you have a sister.
I have two sisters.
Two sisters.
Older and younger.
Right.
I'm in the middle.
Right. What do they do?
One was, first, she does social work in the schools, and she was an assistant principal for a while.
And like a guidance counselor?
Yeah, she's like that. She works with the kids in the inner city schools.
Yes.
Very good social work. She's great. And then my younger sister does, what do you call it? A substitute teaching.
Oh, so she's just...
But you should see her house. Like she burned all the paint off. It's an old Victorian house. She put the roof on. She cuts out the wood.
That's like Elisa's sister. Okay.
Wow.
Everything is perfect. It's beautiful. Everything's in fucking
the
perfect.
garden.
Yeah.
It's her full time. Her house is her full time job. And then
kids.
Two kids. They're already grown. Mm-hmm. Two kids. She does, but I go to her house, I feel like there's no dirt. Like I have piles.
Oh, please.
There's no piles in her house.
It's not homey.
It is homey. It's beautiful. It's like
not like you want to like go lay and.
They have a thing on the floor so you don't get crumbs like we're in the TV room.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. They're fucking mental. She needs a job and to stop fucking collecting crumbs.
That's her hobby.
No, her job is this house. Like
but it's just her and him.
Exactly, but he has a great job. So who needs?
What does he do?
He's a physician's assistant, and he's like he works in hospitals.
He can get you meds.
Yeah, he could probably get me meds.
Yeah, he could. They can.
No, I don't think.
No, they can put squirt. Yes, they can.
I'm so hot in here.
I'm a Jew.
Well, I'm sweating through my shirt in here.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Okay, so you grew up in Utica. What did your father do?
Insurance claims manager. We had no money.
Okay. And mother?
Social worker.
Did she go to college?
Also no money. Vassar. My mother was very smart. My father never graduated even grade school.
No way.
Yeah, because he was Irish and he grew up in the Bronx. His father was an alcoholic. He went to work in grade school. He used to go to the golf course and pick up golf balls for a penny a ball. And he'd bring all the pennies home, and his mother would buy food with it because his father was off on a drinking binge for weeks at a time. They had no money. It was the Depression.
Henry would never do that for me.
He might if he had
to.
It's
like the kid in Lion, the movie Lion. He went and collected rocks for his mother. I mean, fuck my kids. They would never do that.
Your kids are very good looking, by the way. Very
thanks.
Cute kids.
It's probably the sperm donors. All right. Anyway. Okay. Yes. So you go to college. And your sister went to where?
Both. We all did state schools. We all had no money. We went to Oswego State, Potsdam State. My other sister went to I don't even know where she went.
She went to Crumb State.
She went to some state.
All right.
Crumb.
Okay, so you
Some
do
crumb
you
state.
do you still do you take good pictures and stuff? Because I am the worst photographer.
No, as a matter of fact, when I left that school, I hated it so much. I hated the critiques because it was just like an excuse for people to say mean shit to each other.
Right.
It was very, talk about cunty. It was very cunty. And because the teachers were banging like 2 students at a time in the same class, when your artwork would come up, if the 2 girls hated, then they would attack each other's artwork.
Right.
When really the subtext was stop banging the teacher, he's mine. But anyway, so no, I almost...
Did you ever bang a teacher?
No, I did not. But
That's unusual.
One of the... No, I never banged a teacher.
No slut shaming
Never,
here.
but this one teacher did try. Who? Should I say his name? He'll probably kill me.
Oh, fuck him.
He was let's just say he was in the printing department at Potsdam College, and he's still there.
Okay,
and I knew other girls.
What's his first name?
I don't know if I can say.
Just say the first name.
Begins with a J, that's all I'll say.
Jason? Jonathan.
But there was a girl.
Jim.
No, there was a girl who told me.
Jack.
She was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
She told my friend that he had taken her out in a truck. And he said, we're just going to go for lunch for a picnic. Okay, this was the story, but this is secondhand, of course. And she goes in the truck with him thinking, oh, my teacher's taking me on a picnic, you know. And
Totally normal.
He pulls over in the woods and he shuts off the truck and he goes, I need you to blow me. Oh, he takes out a yogurt and he goes, here's our lunch. And she's got the yogurt. And he goes, now I really need you to blow me. And she didn't know what to do because she's, 20 or 19 or whatever she is. And she
wanted a good grade in the class.
And she started blowing him, but he couldn't get a hard on. Okay, that's the best story ever. But anyway. He thinks he's like suck my dick, and he can't get a hard on.
So what did she get in the class?
I don't know because she didn't know that I knew because my roommate told me that she had told her, and then my roommate told me. So this is like secondhand information.
Wow, that's a great college. All right,
so don't go there and take art. That's all I can say.
Okay, so then you go to New York. Do you go back to Utica?
I do, and it was the most depressing time of my life. First of all, I was
how old? 22?
No, I had graduated at the age of 20 for some reason because my birthday's in November.
Mine too.
Yeah, so I graduated. Could you drink the first year you went to? Well, I'm way older than you.
No,
but I couldn't drink when I was 17.
I went at 17 too.
So everyone would go out drinking. I'm sitting in the stupid dorm all by myself with some other kid who did. Anyway, so yes, so I went there. What was the question? I don't even know.
So you graduate and you go back to Utica.
So I go back to Utica. It's depressing. My mother and father fight constantly. I'm in this shitty bedroom.
What did they fight about?
His drinking or just anything.
Did she drink?
No, not really. He just drank too much.
But of course, your mother marries an alcoholic because the father was an alcoholic.
Her father was not an alcoholic.
Because her father was an alcoholic.
Her father was not an alcoholic. My father's father was the alcoholic. The alcoholism runs down the Irish side of the family. My mother's from the WASP side. Her father was the vice president of Chase Manhattan Bank in Manhattan when she was growing up. Oh my God,
she
had cash.
He must have been so pissed when she married your father.
There's a picture of her on a pony as a kid. She went to Vassar College. My mother brings this guy home who never graduated college, never graduated high school, never graduated grade school. He was an insurance guy. He didn't even have insurance. He lied about his job back then. And my mother's father was like, this is not going to work out.
Okay. Your mother hated her parents.
No, my mother loved her father. They were enmeshed. And then my mother's mother was kind of not nice to her at all, but very nice to me.
Oh, did you get any cash when she died?
No, I got no cash when she died, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay, so you go back to your room that you grew up in.
Yes, depressed. I was overweight a little bit. Hated it. Had to get out.
What were you doing? Did you have a job?
I did. I worked at the Hickory Farms cheese store. I felt so guilty because I was really good at selling, like at Hickory Farms, and they'd go, they'd put the thing on the back of the door when you get your apron and say, today, if you sell so many cheese logs, you get $20. So I was like, I really need $20. So I was pushing the fucking cheese logs, and these poor old people would come in. I go, hey, it's like if you get like a few extra cheese logs, you put them in the freezer, you've got them for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, the last 6 months, you say whatever you have to say. And these old people are buying it from me. And then I go, okay,
of them had a heart attack.
No, cholesterol death.
Yeah.
No, so I go, where's my $20? I sold like 12 cheese logs today. And they go, oh, that sign was up from yesterday.
Oh,
I'm like, you bitch. Right, exactly. That counted, right? I needed you back then.
No, my mother.
And I didn't get any money.
My mother would have went over to the fucking... I'm not kidding. She would have driven
mother
over
like yours. My mother was like, oh, well.
My daughter, you had the sign up. My daughter sold 10, 12. You said, give me that $20 now.
I think Ruth would have done it for you.
Yes.
Yeah, really, I think she would have. Because I met your mother. Your mother was she loved you so much. You had the good mother.
Yeah.
You had the mother, the good
mother.
mother.
I got good material. Anyway, so, then you're at Hickory.
And I had a second job besides Hickory Farms. I worked there during the day. And at night, I worked at the 7-Eleven. So I had two jobs. I put the milk in. I stocked the milk in the cold freezer.
Lots of dairy.
And then,
yeah, I know. Are you lactose intolerant?
I am actually. No, I am.
See?
And then I would do ring up at the cash register, but I was terrible at the cash register. And some guy was yelling at me because I had to slice the meat and do the cash register.
Right.
And I was terrible. And this guy's yelling at me in humility. And I remember just sobbing. I just started crying. People were so mean. I just started crying at the cash register, and I was like, I got to get out of this town. I got to get away from the cheese. I got to get away from the cold milk in the freezer. I'm going to star. I'm going to go to New York. I'm an actress.
Right.
I'm going to like be.
You're gonna make it after.
I love that show. I thought I was going to make it. You know, I'm going to move to New York.
Right.
I'm going to be an actress. So.
Do you know what? Do you want to know what? How do you play your ringtone? You call me. This is my ringtone.
Let me hear your ringtone.
Ready? Do you?
Okay, Google, call Judy Gold.
Yeah. Okay, ready? This is my ringtone.
I can just say that to my phone. We live in the future.
I loved her show.
Okay, we're done.
I loved her show.
That was only one bar. That was only one bar, Patrick. All right. Anyway.
Oh, that's right. You have to have the rights.
So you decide you're going to move to. Seth is here. Seth came in. Oh. Seth, we tried to start the show with Henry's email, but you apparently were looking for another job. So could you just read it and then get the fuck out of play.shit?
Come here, Seth.
Go ahead.
You need a
Seth.
mic.
This is Seth. Seth right here.
Mm-hmm. What is Seth's job?
Who the fuck knows?
Seth, what do you do?
Ouch.
He's in charge of programming? Are you programming?
Yeah.
Seth's got muscles.
Kind of a big
Are you programming?
Are you programming?
Are you programming? What do you do?
I don't know. I'm trying to find your kid's email.
All right.
I found it.
All right, ready?
Okay,
this is
I'm the
for
lead
him to get a
producer,
job.
but don't send me your demos.
Lead producer, Seth Neal.
Yeah.
And this is from your son.
Your podcast
Henry.
demo.
This is from Henry.
Yeah, very professional email he sent me
Yes.
on his mother's advice. Oh, mic down.
Okay, here we go.
Got it.
I got it. Okay. Hey, Seth. I'm Henry Callahan Gold, Judy's son. Seth told me to pass you my. She told me to pass you my resume and include a funny anecdote, like hire me in case another intern jumps out the window. However, I am funnier than her, and I'm going to assume you have minorities working for you. So hire me when Trump starts putting them in concentration camps. I've attached my resume. Best, Henry Callahan Gold.
Jew.
He's way funnier than you.
That was very
Seth
funny.
Neiman, Jew, and Henry Callahan Gold. This is our Jew bell.
Yes, I know. I
Does
was
he know
listening
that
to
everyone
the
here
other
will also
Jew
be?
that you were interviewing
All
the
right,
other day.
thank you.
Love you.
Thank you, Seth. Okay.
The Hollywood Square. What's his name again?
Bruce Valanche.
Yeah, Bruce Valanche.
Okay, so anyway, sorry. So you're out of here. You can't stand the cheese and milk.
Right.
You're like, I'm fucking moving to New York.
Too big for this town. I'm a big star. I'm so talented.
Right,
Even though I
so-
had bad teeth and a bump in my nose, I still thought I could get past that. Yes.
Barbara? Okay. Barbara, you can do it. All right, so how do you leave?
Cute. You do look like a young Barbara Streisand.
All right,
A young? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you leave. How do you leave? How do you get your money together?
I go to my Aunt Dodo's house, who lives...
Okay, just for Dodo.
She is not Jewish, though, who lived near Manhattan. Actually, she lived in Brewster, New York, which was like I could get the train from where she lived.
I know where Brewster
You know
is.
where Brewster is.
Yes,
All right.
very Jewish.
She
Go
did
ahead.
not want me in her house, though, because here's an interesting story. I believe she was a lesbian, and she lived with another woman in the house. But she never said she was a lesbian, but they both slept in the same bedroom.
Oh, God.
And The girlfriend had very short white hair.
Oh, come on!
And she had short white hair. And the two of them would like sit together right next to each other watching TV. And so they'd go to bed at night. And also, it was very awkward once because at a gathering, I said to my Aunt Dodo, I go, oh, I love that beautiful amethyst heart that you're wearing. And she goes, oh, thank you. And then it was very quiet. And then the girlfriend, who no one knows is a girlfriend, goes,
DD? DD, the girlfriend?
Dodo's girlfriend, whatever her name was. And Dodo goes, actually, Dee or whatever her name is, got it for me. And then there was even more silence because then it was awkward. Like, why is her friend buying her a big heart? So anyway, they want to get me.
So what year is this?
I'm 21 or 22. So 1956, add 21 to that.
77.
Yeah, something like that.
So So I'm living like the last person to give a shit about whose sister is
and
it?
And the first person to know.
Yeah.
She's Aunt Dodo was my mother's sister, but my mother didn't think Aunt Dodo. No one thought she was gay but me.
Okay.
So I'm like, I think Aunt Dodo's gay. She's like, nah, that's just your friend. I'm like, okay. They sleep in the same bedroom. But like, they didn't want me in the house. So here's what she said to me. Is that somebody's phone going off?
Fuck.
It's still the song. You never turned the song off.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So she wants to get rid of me. So this is like a means, but so I buy chicken because, I have to buy food when I'm there and I have no money. And I guess, I don't know if she gave me food or not, but I bought my own chicken. And so I cooked it.
Wait, so you were allowed to stay there?
So I was allowed to stay there, but they didn't, it was very cold and aloof and they didn't want me there. So I would go out during the day to Manhattan, look for a job and a place to live, and then come back at night.
How long were you there?
2 weeks. She wanted me. I knew I had to leave. So
Wait, did you have your own bedroom?
Yes, I did. But it was like, it's like a closet, 2 feet by 2 feet.
Well, they were in the closet too.
So I'm eating this chicken and my Aunt Dodo comes in and she goes, where'd you get that chicken? And I go, from the refrigerator. She goes, that's my chicken. She's going to me. And I go, no, I bought this chicken. She goes, that's my chicken. And I was going to make a soup with it. And I would appreciate in the future if you didn't eat my food. And she goes storming out of the fucking kitchen. Now, I was like, that's horrible.
Right.
That somebody treats you like that. That's family member.
Right.
That's having you stay at that. Like, I would never treat anyone like that.
Right.
Give me fucking food. Like, why am I even buying my own food in the first
Right.
place? So I don't know what to say. I can't fight her anymore. It is my chicken. I don't know what to say. Like 3 hours later, she comes up to my bedroom because I went right to my bedroom. I don't want to talk to these people.
Right.
And she's like, I made a mistake. I just found my chicken in the freezer. I go, okay, good night. I mean, and then I knew.
She didn't apologize?
She did. She said, I'm sorry. I found it. So after that day, I knew I have to get out of here by the end of the week. These people hate me.
Couldn't you say, don't you think you're a little harsh, Dodo?
I never told anyone off back then.
I feel like you and Dee can
a
tell
couple
me,
of lesbos.
Yes, and you can tell me that you're diddling each other, okay?
You know what? I wish if it were me now, I would be like, who gives a shit? And you're being a bitch about the chicken.
Did they ever come out before are they
Never.
alive?
No, one died. My aunt went and lived with her and didn't bring Dee Dee with her, Dodo. Dodo didn't bring Dee Dee.
Why?
I don't know, but I felt bad for her because I felt like Dee Dee really loved Dodo. So... So
wait, where did Dodo move?
Dodo moved in with her son, and they never talked to us. I don't know why.
Wait, Dodo had a son?
She had a son.
Wait, she was married to a man.
She was married to a man who was horrible. He was her teacher at Sarah Lawrence College.
Oh, God.
And he was 30 years older than her, and he had a stroke, and she took care of him and wiped his ass. So anyway,
right. And
it's a long story. So then the husband died, and then
she met Dee Dee.
Yeah.
And then they slept in the same bed.
I believe so.
And then Dodo got sick and had to
Dodo
move?
got sick. She was the end of her life, and she needed someone to take care of her. And she lived with her son.
And where did Dee Dee go? She stayed in the house?
I don't know. I feel no. Dee Dee had her own house.
Did you lose touch with Dee Dee?
I did lose touch with Dee Dee.
This is fucking tragic.
I know. I feel bad.
I feel bad for Dee Dee because I feel like Dodo ditched Dee Dee.
Or maybe Dodo, they still couldn't come out.
I feel like it was
It's
a love
horrible.
story that couldn't come out.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Terrible.
And I don't think she could tell her son, look, I'm lesbian. You know
Right.
what can I tell you? But anyway,
Right. Okay.
No wonder.
So all right.
So that's what
then
happened.
did you find an apartment?
Immediately, because I had to get out of there because I knew my aunt didn't want me anymore. So I went to the Webster apartments for working women.
Oh God, Sharon lived in one of those.
Oh my God,
it's like it's like a Catholic.
Yes,
and you have a curfew, and you have a room, and you have a mother on the floor.
Yes, and you were not allowed to bring any men back. And if you wanted to have a man visit you, they had rooms downstairs with curtains in front of them, and you would close the curtain, and you could entertain a gentleman caller. But there would be someone who would work the floor and would like at any moment like just push back the curtain and make sure you weren't banging in the room.
Let's make a deal. So wait, where? And it was in the 30s or something.
It was on the same
30s,
road
20s?
that Macy's was on. I remember,
30s.
but over on 11th Avenue or 12th.
That's
over
where
by,
they all were.
Where Javits Center is now or whatever. And it was horrible. And if you didn't pay your money on time, which was $55 a week, which of course I only made $90 a week back then as a receptionist. You weren't allowed to eat, and they would. And as a matter of fact, it was Valentine's Day. I'm in there with my tray. I've got my food. I'm going to sit down, and the woman comes up to me. She literally takes my tray of food away, and she says, "You haven't paid yet." And I go, "Well, I'm getting my paycheck tomorrow. I will pay tomorrow." She goes, "No food till you get the paycheck." I was hungry. I didn't know what to do. I almost started crying. I was humiliated because in front of all these women, I wasn't friends with any of them. I used to eat alone. They were all from other countries. And I go back to my room, and all of a sudden my father calls me up out of the blue. It was so weird. And he goes, "Oh, I'm just, leaving work late." He goes, "I just want to come visit you." And he's like, "Oh, I heard that, I asked for you and the woman said you hadn't paid your money." He goes, "So I just paid your money." He goes, "You're not making money." And he paid off my money, and he goes, "Let's go down. I want you to have your tray of food." He brings me down. He made sure they gave me my goddamn tray of food. But if he hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have had food for 2 days.
And you would have been crying in your room.
I would have been crying in my room. So it was just like out of the blue. My dad because he used to work in the city and then drive back to.
And people don't when you're telling this story, you don't understand. We didn't have cell phones. If he hadn't called,
right, and just showed up and come to
at that exact time,
right,
where she was there,
right,
right. I lived without cell phones for a long time.
No, but
young people don't understand that.
There was no answering machine.
Right. I know.
You know?
That was even before answering. I remember getting my first answering machine. I was 20. It was 24. Yeah. If people called and you didn't pick up the phone,
right?
It was very good though if you were dating someone you didn't like them,
right?
Because there was no way they could contact you.
A second life,
That's
another family.
That's true.
Right.
Perfect for those guys.
Yes. So you're living in this thing and you didn't talk to any of the girls.
No.
But you got a job. Where did you get a job?
Lonely. I had no TV, no radio, no. I would just sit in that room after work and do nothing. I had no money to go.
What was the curfew?
I think 10 o'clock, something like that. It was just it was unbelievable. But
and you're in, this is
and I'm a receptionist at a law firm.
It's the late 70s. It's the coolest time in the world.
And I have no money to go to
clubs
or have a drink. I didn't even have enough money to pay him my $55,
right?
Whatever it was.
So did you? Where'd you get the job as a receptionist?
Oh, actually, they used to Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz, and Badeo. Okay.
Say it again.
So this is what I would say 16,000 times every time I answer the phone. Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz, and Badeo. May I help you, please?
No way.
Hold, please. Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz, and Badeo. Hold on, please. Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz. I would say it. And when I moved to the Upper West Side finally, I would literally pick up the phone. Fishbone, Olivieri. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello? Because you're so brainwashed.
Right.
It was all day, every day.
Do it again.
Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz, and Badeo. May I help you, please? Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz, and Badeo. Hold, please. I'll be right with you. Fishbone, Olivieri, Rosenholz, and Badeo. It was so horrible. And I would look at the clock because the clock was right above me, and I would be like, "Please, Jesus, make it be 5 o'clock. Make it be 5 o'clock." I hated it. I wanted to be a big star, and that's what I was.
Can you say the names again?
Fishbone, Rosenholz, and Badeo.
And Jesus.
And they. And they.
I don't think Badeo was Jewish.
Badeo was Latin, and he was some politician in New York City. I don't remember what he was.
Let's do it again.
Fishbone, Rosenholz, and Badeo. And Olivieri was, I forget what he was. He was some big deal too. But anyway, they used to go up against Donald Trump. They were these an upstart company, but they were like Jews, Rosenholz and Badeo. Okay. And they were liberal Jews, and they started like helping poor people, pro bono work, blah blah blah. Then all of a sudden they move up. They're such good lawyers. Now they're on Park Avenue. That's when I went there. Of course, I'm only making $90 a week, even though they're on Park Avenue. Okay, but they used to go up against Donald Trump. Trump's people in his buildings, he would go in and he would just clear out buildings.
Right.
He'd buy up a building, and even though he had to buy certain people out if it was rent stabilized or whatever, what he would do
they were
is
black. Yeah.
Exactly. But what he would do was he would just turn off the electric, turn off the elevators, and if you lived on the 50th floor and you're Kate Bernstein, ding, 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 ding. Okay. Who lived in the building. I still remember her name because she would call up crying all the time. And these people would have no electric, no whatever. And everybody would leave the building. But Kate Bernstein wouldn't leave. And she would call
Kate.
every day crying. She'd go, I'd go, fish pan, Rosenholz, potato. And she'd go, I need to talk to David Rosenholz. They turned off my electric. And I go, David, Kate's on the phone. He goes, tell her I'm in a meeting. It was like horrible.
No.
And I go, Kate, he's in a meeting. She goes, you're a liar. And she'd come down and she'd go, you're lying. And she'd scream at me. And I go, and then finally, when I quit that job, I actually said, I'm not lying. They're telling me they're in a meeting and I'm leaving now. And I just walked out, because I couldn't lie anymore. But anyway, so that was
what
my
happened
other
to Kate Bernstein?
She got a buyout from Donald Trump, one of the few.
How old was she?
She was probably middle 50s, maybe
so she's
60.
She's probably dead.
Maybe. So, but she got money. But anyway, they used to fight Trump, all his people they used to represent. And then guess what happened? He was so good, they were so good that Trump hired them to represent them. And they turned from being the good guys to the bad guys.
No way.
I swear to God.
Oh, and now he's president.
Exactly.
Are
so
you
anyway.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
So, so you walk out.
I walk out. I can't take it anymore.
Then what do you do?
I go to Reuben's Delicatessen. Reuben's, that is Jewish. And became the worst waitress that ever lived.
Right.
And I would make $15 a night. And I used to work with a gay guy, Rod, whose real name was Rob, but he would tell people it was Rod. And I go, Rob, if your real name is Rob, why are you telling them your name is Rod? And he goes, because when they go, hey, Rod, I need something, I just ignore them and it doesn't bother me because it's not my real name. But anyway, he was gay and never told anyone he was gay. And we worked together and I never found out till years later.
You're just around people who won't admit they're gay.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, she discovers every gay person.
So you're working at Reuben's.
Yes.
And then do you start taking acting class?
I'm in a play called The Three Little Pigs.
Wait, you're first The Three Little Pigs.
And I am Toe the Pig. I play Toe. And by that point I was living in the West Village.
Right.
And did
you have a nice apartment?
No. The toilet was down the hall.
Right.
It was horrible.
Were you?
There were rats in the basement.
Right. Were you happy or miserable? I mean,
I was happy. Once I moved out of the Webster Hotel, I got a gay friend named Jody, and we used to hang out, and he was a lot of fun.
Was he out?
He was out.
Right.
Like, he would wear what was that movie with Flashdance? He'd wear the cutoff things.
Yeah.
He had dyed white blonde hair, and he banged Edward Albee. And
really?
And a lot of different people. Yes. So it was fun. And I was meeting fun gay guys, and I was meeting people at the restaurant I was working at that were more fun.
So you were starting your life.
Yes, it was good.
All right. So you're in Three Little Pigs. What theater?
Down in the West Village somewhere. I'm not sure. Okay.
Did you get reviewed?
No. As a matter of fact, I think we got $5 a show or something. Right. It was terrible. And then I think I only did 3 shows, but I thought that show business would be different than that.
Right. So then you get a job on the production of Gay Dracula?
Gay Dracula.
Yeah.
That happened because, Fisher Stevens? Do you know who Fisher Stevens is? He used to date Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
His mother was a big est woman.
I don't think they're either of them. Can you check Fisher Stevens? Jewish.
And his mother was Sarah, or Fisher Stevens was really Stephen Fisher. She
Yeah.
has a
Can you
different.
look that up,
her
please?
name was different. Anyway, so she was a big Est person. So I joined. I know exactly.
You joined Est?
I joined an acting school that was run by her.
What
So it had an
school?
Est. I can't remember the name, but it had a whole Est vibe where you would be confronted.
Oh, God.
And you'd stand up there and you would do.
You couldn't pee.
And if you were late, you'd have to scrub the floor.
Right.
You know, it was all bullshit.
What is Est? I'm sorry.
Est
it's
is-
like Landmark. It's Erner Warehouse.
Yeah, and then they did after Est. They called it something else because
Right.
Est got a bad name, so they would just keep changing it. But it wasn't Est that I joined, but it was an acting school with an Est. You know, okay.
Fisher Stevens.
Fisher Stevens.
Yeah,
Look up his
I've
mother,
got him
Sarah
here.
or Sandy.
Okay, so he was born November 27th, 19. He's an American actor, best known for
AIDS
blah. Okay, I know this guy.
Stephen has described himself as a thin white Jewish kid from Chicago.
He is, and his mother was kind of this
Son of Sally, a painter.
Sally.
Sally Fisher.
Sally
Look up
Fisher.
Sally Fisher. She was an AIDS activist.
Sally
the
Fisher.
father was a furniture
So was he.
executive.
So they were, you know, these liberal people, but you would take these courses that would be like you'd get up at 5 a.m. They'd let you know, it's all sleep deprivation. They'd let you go at, you know, after midnight.
Right.
You'd have to be back, and if you were late, you had
That's
to
like,
scrub
you know what
the floors.
that is? That's
Wilderness, like all those things
No,
that they
it's
did.
fuck Judy with the fucking can't get the thought out.
I can never
It's
think of
fucking shit.
I
You
have
know,
the same
that's
problem.
It's the torture, that they do to the
Monks?
terrorists.
waterboarding.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
they
it's
lack
like
of
where they
sleep shit.
brainwash you and they
Oh, well, there's a Sally Fisher PR now.
Oh, well,
on
maybe
West
that's her.
58th Street.
Well, I will tell you, she was very.
She has a book of poems.
Oh God, she was very aggressive, and I
Does
went.
she live on Riverside Drive?
Probably. She
Yeah.
made a lot of money at her acting school.
That's her.
Let me
Is this
see.
her?
Kind of good looking with dark hair. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's her now. When she was pretty cute when she was younger. And
she has a nice apartment.
I went to a party.
Oh, I have her whole resume here. Go ahead.
I went to a party that she was at, and I was like, oh my God, there's the head of the acting school, and I know her, and she knows me, and stupid me, I go up to her, and I go, Sally, how you doing? And she looks at me like I am shit on the bottom of her shoe, and turns her back on me like this. And she was with like 3 other people, and I was just like, well, F you, Sally Fisher. So anyway, I don't like her too much.
Whoa.
Sally, you need to call the show and apologize to Patty
And
Rosborough.
apologize to me for making me think that this Est bullshit was. I knew it was bad. You know,
She's an outspoken human rights activist working in the fields of HIV/AIDS,
Right.
violence against women and girls,
Well,
in the
maybe she is.
intersection of. Okay, but you can't be mean.
Well, you can
Sally.
be both.
you can't be
I mean,
mean.
you're doing good, but that doesn't take away from you being mean to Patty Rosborough.
You know
she
who-
was vulnerable.
You know who? I was vulnerable and suggestive. You know who took those SD things too? Who was there? She was a famous actress. The one from Alien. See, I can't think of words either. Who's the girl from Alien?
Look it up.
You know.
Yeah.
With the curly.
Give me a second.
Oh God, what's wrong with us?
It's because we need to think of it. That's why. It's the brain.
She's like a famous actress.
Alien, which one?
She was in
Any alien.
the
She was in all the
gorilla
aliens.
movie.
Yeah, the gorilla movie.
What?
Yes,
Sigourney Weaver!
Ding, ding,
God
ding.
damn it! That's
Yes.
just forgetting it.
Yes, she was taking those things too. All
Okay,
right.
so here you are.
So I'm taking the class. She says you have to audition for 3 things every week. Okay.
Right.
And then report back.
So you get backstage.
So I get backstage. I see this thing, Gay Dracula. So I'm like, all right, I'll go up for that. That sounds funny.
Did you call Dodo to tell her you were going for Gay Dracula?
No, they basically didn't talk to me too much
Right.
after that.
Okay.
I would always send them something at Christmas
Right.
time, a card. They'd send me a card. She always sent me money though.
Did you
she would
send
me
both
money.
of them the card or just her?
Both of them. Always both of them.
You know what? I bet she appreciated that. Go
And
ahead.
so I'd go up for these 3 things, and one of them was Gay Dracula. And I'm there. Not that many women are there. It's me and one other girl. And then I realized it's because I didn't really read in the thing. It's topless. So
No way.
I swear to God. Now I don't know if you know this about me, but I have like 0 tits.
Right.
Okay, like completely 0. I'm less than an A. I'm a third. I was always 34. AA. Like I would
Right.
have to wear stretchy bras because my tits don't fit. Okay.
Right.
So I'm like, well, this is weird. Like, how am I going to audition for a play where you're naked and I've got no tits. And I'm like, I got to come back to Sally or whoever's and tell them. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do it. He goes, okay, so very quickly, I just need you up there, take your blouse off for 1 minute. And then.
This is like Fame.
Oh my God. It is like Fame. Because I had already done. I had already done the verbal part of it. We have the script.
Right.
And now I have to take my shirt off.
So how many people were there?
Probably 20.
And they were all men?
All men, and they're all auditioning me, and there's one other girl.
And you have to take off your shirt.
I have to take off my blouse. I stand there, and he goes, turn around, or whatever he says. I turn around, and he goes, okay, thank you very much. We'll let you know if we're going to use you. Now, the next girl goes up, and she's auditioning.
Well, how are her
she's
tits?
Got gigantic, mammoth, hangy. She wore no bra.
Like at this point,
giant.
Are you like, oh my God, I'm showing them my tits?
Yes.
Like, were you freaking out?
I've never, except for people I had sex with, and that's only in the dark. I'm not somebody who would be, let's have sex with the lights on. I'm like, no, the covers are up. I'm Catholic, the whole shameful, your body is dirty, disgusting, smelly, bad, and evil. I was around nuns. And so anyway, so I'm doing it, but it was like very kind of freeing. I'm like, oh, who gives a shit? Like, who cares?
Yeah, fuck you, Dodo.
My tits are out. I'm trying to get a job in a play.
Did you get hard nipples?
I don't know. I was so nervous. Right. I see this other girl going up after me as I'm leaving with giant tits, and I know I'm not going to get this part because it's going to be way funnier because the thing that is supposed to make gay Dracula back off are a virgin's tits. So it's going to be way funnier of a visual if you throw open your and big giant tits come at you,
right?
Because he does no instead of little teeny flat tits. So I knew the girl's getting the job, right?
And it's like the off-Broadway late night show.
It is. That's exactly. It was at the Actors Playhouse. It was very campy.
That's good. That was good.
It was a big deal. I wanted to get the part. So they call me up like a week later and they go, "Good news."
This is another thing. Okay. That's how long we had to wait, and you couldn't contact people.
Oh yeah,
you couldn't call in and go. There was no email. Yeah,
no, and I had to have that's before they had phone things that were attached to your phone. You would have a service where they would call the service, and the service would leave the number, and then that thing.
You'd have a service, and you'd call into the service to say, "Did anyone call me?" But if you called in too much, they'd be like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm not answering the fucking phone."
Because you'd call like 4 times a day, and they go,
because everyone instead of calling it home, if your mother's like, "Hello," like one time I was at my mother's house. I'm not kidding. And I get a call. My mother's like, hello. And then I never forget this. I'm at her house. I don't even know how they got the number. My mother goes, Barry Katz is on the phone for you. And I'm like, how the fuck? What, did you look it up in the fucking phone booth?
Yes, he did.
And I was like, no, these worlds don't meet here. But,
That's so funny. All right. So anyway, he calls me and he says, I have the part. And I'm like, oh my God. He goes, but you're the weekday girl. You're Tuesday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the other girl who auditioned. I'm like, think that bitch with the big tits.
Right.
Got the big
weekend.
audiences. And they need 2 because he's afraid somebody's going to cancel. So he double booked the whole show.
Right.
So I did always and there would be like 25, 30 people in the audience. She would be there. 150 people packed. So anyway, finally the show was closing. I don't think they gave us any money for it.
No
literally, I don't remember getting a penny. And when it's going to close, I remember saying I said to the guy, hey, can I do one weekend show? And he goes, just ask whatever the girl's name was. She was a Jewish girl. Ding, ding.
Kate Bernstein. Ask Kate Bernstein.
And I said to her, hey, can I do one of the shows? We've done hundreds of them, blah, blah, blah. She goes, no, you can't. And I was like, hey, you bitch. So she wouldn't let me do the Sunday show.
You don't remember her name?
I don't remember her name. God, no idea. I don't remember anyone's name. But one of the guys who was in it became a porn star. I know that. The guy who played the guy opposite me became a big porn star.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, so fuck her.
Fuck her.
So you've
been in 2 shows.
You've been treated like shit by Sally Fisher.
Yes.
Kate Bernstein.
Yes.
This cunt who was, and Dodo and Dee Dee. Well, not Dee Dee, Dodo.
Dodo did give me money later and bought me a car many years later.
All right, fine.
So she was okay, yes.
All right, so, and the woman in the fucking Webster house who wouldn't give you your fucking meal.
Oh, yeah, the woman who would give me the meal. So
you're getting cunted.
I was very kind of sad and lonely, I think, for a while, yes.
Okay, so after you do this...
Yes.
you're still working as a waitress.
Yep. And then the best thing that happened to me, and this is what made me go into comedy, is one of the things that I had to audition for, like one of the 3 things later on was something from backstage, and it was Rusty Blitz. I don't know if you know Rusty Blitz. Rusty Blitz was in Young Frankenstein. He plays the guy in one of the grave diggers holding the head. That was his big claim to fame. So he had a show on 45th Street. Rusty Blitz does improv, and I auditioned for his improv troupe, and we were the worst improv troupe ever. But we would get laughs, and then we decided to ditch him. We started our own improv troupe.
So did he teach improv?
That's what he said he did. But it was free. So he would teach improv, but here's how he taught it. He goes, what you're going to do is at the end, if it's not going funny, you just start screaming at each other and have like a fist fight and roll around the stage.
That's what he probably does in his relationship. Yeah. All right.
So anyway, we went off.
So are you looking up Rusty? There's a Rusty
Blitz
crank.
Blitz.
Yeah, I have Rusty Blitz, but he was born in 1922.
That's the guy.
No way.
He was old when he must be dead now, right?
He was in Young Frankenstein.
That's right. See,
Sid and Nancy and the Frisco Kid.
I didn't know he was in Sid and Nancy.
Yeah. And
so he was like, and he would keep all the money for himself.
Right.
So we were in it. We're like, why are we not getting a penny from this? And we're here every weekend.
Did you pay for it?
No, we didn't have to pay for it.
You
but
said
we
it was
got
free.
no money for all the shows, and he would have packed shows. So one of the girls had a restaurant. Some like her husband had money and had a restaurant. So we took over the back room. Must be Jewish. She was Jewish. Her name was Judy, and
extra
with blonde hair and gigantic tits. Another one, and so we took over the back room. Like we left him, and we kept all the money. But there were 5 of us, so it wasn't a lot of money. But because of that, then I became a stand-up comic
because it says here
that
what does it say? You had met this guy, Michael.
Where is this from?
Just shut the fuck up.
How
so
would
you met
know
Michael.
This? I met Michael. He was a roommate for me, but then of course we started banging and then became my boyfriend. That was a huge error because I think he was gay. My father met him and he said, he's gay, right?
Whoa.
And I said, I don't think so. He goes, this is how he said, he goes, he's a little AC/DC.
Yeah, remember that? That's what they would say.
That's what my father would say.
They said that. He's AC/DC.
And the other thing my father used to say, guy's a little light in the loafers.
Yeah, light in the loafers. There was another one, fairy.
Fairy. Oh, my father always said he was a fairy.
Okay.
So
anyway, did he get it up?
Yes, he did.
And was it big?
No, it was exceedingly small, and he used to work out a lot. I always feel like guys who work out a lot and have
small,
big, giant bodies, buff bodies, because they have small penises.
Right.
Also, those muscles probably make the penis look smaller.
Yeah,
so
I would think that's true.
Right. So one night you go to Catch a Rising Star with Michael.
I don't know if Michael's with me. He was in the improv troupe with me.
Oh, Michael's friend was a comic.
Michael, that's exactly it. Michael's friend. I don't know where you're getting this from.
Why don't you shut up? Go ahead.
All right, I'm being stalked. Michael's friend was a comic.
Good job, H.
And stayed over at our shitty, teeny little apartment. And he was making $500 a week doing comedy. And he wasn't even that funny.
What was his last name?
I have no idea what his last name was. Okay. Oh, you mean the guy I dated?
No, the guy.
I don't remember.
The comic.
He's some Southern. He talked like this. He's from down south. He was from Kentucky because, my boyfriend was from Kentucky. And he's making $500 a week. And I thought, I want to make $500 a week. Fuck this acting shit where I'm not getting paid. I'm going to make $500 a week. So I took a class, Judy GOld. What's her name? Joy Behar's class. Oh, first I took, before Joy Behar though, I took, oh my God, why am I forgetting his name?
Steve
Schaefer's class.
Oh, I remember Steve Schaefer.
Steve Schaefer, yes.
Wait, I just got a text.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your shit and paper clogged the toilet. Why can't you just be honest? Next time you must flush your shit before using all the toilet paper. How many times? Okay?
Is this your wife?
Yeah, this is what she fucking does.
Oh my God.
She bought this new apartment.
Oh my God.
She told me, listen to this. I go to pee yesterday morning and I flush. She comes out. She goes, "Why didn't you flush?" I go, "I did flush." She goes, "Well, you didn't flush." I go, "Okay, Elisa, like I didn't flush. It doesn't matter. Like, do you have to come out? Just flush it. Why do you have to come out and be like, you didn't flush?" It's like, if you didn't flush, I would be like, "Oh, she didn't flush." I wouldn't have to come out to the fucking living room and say you didn't flush.
There would be a confrontation.
So I had taken a duty the night before, and it smelled. So I.
Oh God! So you should flush if it's smelling.
So I lit some matches because then we had an argument about how she has Febreze. I said that's cancer.
I don't like Febreze.
Yeah, you don't spray shit. You just light matches.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she comes back after she goes, "Fine, I'll just flush it." She goes and flushes it, doesn't flush again. Then I could see she's getting irritated, right? So I go, "Well, don't you have a plunger?" "No, you told me to leave the old plunger at the." I go, "You're moving. You don't move your fucking plunger. You don't pay movers to move. There's a Bed Bath & Beyond across the street. Go get a fucking plunger, right?" So she blames me that she didn't bring her plunger. Right? Then she comes out. I swear to God. She comes out and she goes, "And you know what? I don't want you... I don't want you flushing matches down the toilet." Like the matches
are clogging the toilet.
2 matches.
Well, it is cardboard, I guess.
No, it was wooden matches.
Oh, no, wooden you shouldn't flush down the toilet.
So...
Wood's not good.
All right. So I was like, okay, you're mental if you think the matches fucking did it. So I said it looks like a little clogging. So she literally tells me, like, don't forget to flush your shit and then flush your toilet. I mean, it's like, shut the just fucking.
I've gotten the same exact text from Elisa.
You have not.
No, you haven't.
Yeah. Basically.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I clogged the. Well, I know I left the streak in the toilet once.
You left a skid mark? Yeah. You don't leave skid marks?
Wait a minute. She wrote to you about a skid mark that you left?
Actually, no. She wrote to Judy about it, and Judy forwarded it to me, and then I apologized to Elisa, and then Elisa yelled at Judy for telling me. That's what happened.
Feel like,
but I feel like she texted.
I feel like maybe she's too focused on your shits.
Oh, she's focused. She's so anal. What are you looking at?
She gives a shit.
I'm letting you know you had an hour.
You're at an hour? Hey, are there any more waters anywhere? Because I'm sweating my ass.
Oh, we're at an hour?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we do a part 2?
Yeah.
Should we end here and do part 2?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we ask one question, part 1?
Okay, yeah. And one part 2.
You're a part 2er. You have 2 parts.
Oh, fabulous.
So let's end the story. Okay.
What's the story?
The story is you meet the guy. He's making $500 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I decide I'm gonna be a comic now. Now I'm like,
but you knew
acting.
you were fun. Like people had told you were funny. Like, but just talking.
I was. I don't know if I thought I was funny.
But like in your improv class.
In my improv thing, I used to get laughs in improv. That's what gave me the balls to go, oh, maybe I could be funny.
Right. But did you ever hang out at a comedy club?
No, I had never been.
And what year is this?
No, actually, my sister and I had gone to the Improv many years ago, and I loved it. Like,
right.
I was just like, I used to George Carlin albums.
Right.
I hate to even say it, but my mother had bought me a Bill Cosby album.
Right.
Sorry. To Russell, my brother, and then I used to watch Laugh-In. I just loved stand-up comics. And then Bette Midler had a comedy album called Mud Will Be Flung Tonight that I loved, and so I was into comedy.
Okay.
So anyway, then I went for the first time. I went up on stage. I bombed my ass off.
No, we're not there yet.
Okay, sorry.
We're at the
spoiler alert.
You decide.
Yes.
So at the end of part 1,
yes,
which we're ending now.
Oh, end of part
you
1.
decide.
Yes.
It's time to try stand-up.
That is exactly
and
what
you're living with Michael, who's gay.
I'm living with Michael, who my father believed was gay and possibly was gay.
Okay.
I don't know because I haven't talked to him since.
Okay, we're going to look that up in part 2.
That was the end of
He had a
part
best
1.
friend,
quote unquote,
that he used to miss all the time and talk about him, and they were like,
what was his name?
His name was Terry, but I don't remember his last name.
Okay, gay. All right.
That was the end of part 1 of Kill Me Now with Judy Gold.
That's the end of part 1 with Patty
Rosborough.
We're going to be back next week.
Can I mention one thing at the end of part 1?
Yes.
My Chick Chat podcast, if anyone wants to listen to my podcast.
So Patty Rosborough,
Chick Chat podcast with Carrie Karavis.
With Carrie Karavis, whose family owns that fucking Greek place down in the village.
Which is now closed.
Right.
But she now owns a place in Long Island, Gyrolicious. Yeah. She and I have a podcast, iTunes, called Chick Chat.
And are you on Twitter? Twitter?
I am on Twitter. I have every time I tweet, I get 1 like or 0 likes. So,
okay, so
what's your Twitter handle?
What is my It's Patty Rosborough.
ROSBOROUGH.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put it in the description. Go follow Patty Rosborough. Give her some likes. Retweet her stuff.
So this second half of your life, that's going to be next week.
Yes.
Judy Gold is a part of that. And so it's going to be even more fascinating.
That's right. You're part of the story.
You have to say one thing that pisses you off before we...
One thing that pisses me off in life?
Yeah.
Oh, every time I drive, the people in the goddamn left lane get out of the fucking left lane if you're not passing or if you're not speeding. Don't be going 60 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour thing in the left lane.
God damn it, I fucking hate that.
I am late and I got fucking shit to do. Get out of my fucking way. Okay, that's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah,
the most.
I know. Do you do the light flash?
You know what? My daughter, Anna, who's a little more aggressive than my daughter Molly,
I do the light flash.
She's like, flash the lights, Mom. Beep the horn. Beep the horn.
You can't beep the horn on the highway. You got to do the light flasher.
You can't, but I will sometimes.
But how about when they get cunty and they're like...
They slow down.
They slow down, or that's what Elisa does. And then...
It's bad.
What about when they you flash the light and then they leave and then they come back and go behind you and start flashing the lights?
Oh, yeah, I've had that. I've had that happen to me.
Fuck you.
You know what I do
asshole.
when they're really slow in front of me? This is bad. I don't recommend this, but when I finally, then I can't even pass them on the right because they're driving neck and neck with the guy on the right. So I'll go all the way over to the third lane, all the way to the right, and then come around and then get in front of them. So whenever I do that, I always kind of cut a little too close as I cut in.
Yeah,
it's
that's good.
See, motherfucker, I almost hit your car, but I didn't. I get really aggressive.
You're a badass.
It was bad. But I get so angry because I'll be driving for like 15 minutes behind somebody like that.
Right.
It's like just either get out of the way or move forward.
What
of the
about
guy next to you.
And you think it's like some asshole and it's like some nerd?
Oh, I know.
Did you ever get that where you're like, fuck you, and then you're like, oh, it's like a guy with like 80 pens in his pocket.
Well, you know what's weird? What's so weird about that? I always have to see who it is. Like for some reason,
I do too.
as I'm passing, I go,
need to get eye
let
contact.
me see what this motherfucker looks like, and I'll look over, and no matter what they are, if it's like an old lady, I'll go look at them and go, figures, right? Or if it's like a young black guy, I'll be like, figures. You know? If it's like an Asian person, there you go. Like no matter who it is, it's like that fucking figures, you know?
Yeah.
And I want them to see my eyes that I'm mad at them.
Yeah.
What if they look like you?
Yeah.
Figures. Some old menopausal bitch, right? It doesn't matter whoever it is. I'm just like, yeah, that's what I thought, you know?
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Well, Patty.
Yes.
You're staying.
I can't wait.
So
I can't
everyone
wait.
listening, part 2 is coming next week, and you're gonna fucking want to hear it. So long.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.